Hello, and thanks for joining us on the podcast that discusses all things gaming. Coming to you from the home of Gen Con and the gaming capital of the world, this is The Established Facts. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Established Facts. This is episode 87, our holiday celebration episode. So, let me be the first to say Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Holidays.
Festivus for the rest of us.
That's right. That's right.
Good Yule? I don't know that
yeah.
one.
I don't know.
I don't
I don't know.
And Derek's
That's
not
why
here.
because I don't ever remember what all of the holidays are during the month of December.
Yeah,
So I
well.
just say Happy Holidays.
Well done.
Happy and safe
I'm
travels.
not
for
against
those that travel.
Merry Christmas,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Boxing Day in Canada.
but yeah,
That's true.
right. I'm sure there's some strange holiday in another country somewhere. Yes,
Upside down Christmas in
upside
Australia.
down Christmas in Australia. There you go.
They put their presents on top of the tree.
On top, they nail them to the ceiling.
Oh, the angel is on the bottom? That doesn't even make any sense.
Speaking of that kind of stuff, have you guys seen the Portal Christmas trees where they're cut in half?
Yes,
and
I love
ceiling?
that idea.
That's so
They're like
funny.
stuck to the wall or stuck to the ceiling.
Right, because it's going
Yep.
through a portal.
Oh
That's
my
That's
gosh,
genius.
I hadn't seen those.
So like the bottom
You
half
could
of
do
the
that
tree
really
is stuck to the
easily with,
ceiling,
like,
and
a
the top
fake
half
one.
of the tree is on
and
the
then
floor.
just do it over and over, like have it every year.
Yeah, different
Yeah.
places.
Cut a fake one in half or something,
And then use duct tape.
and then use duct tape. It'd be hilarious if you cut the stem in half, and then literally on one side of the room had one half, and on the other side of the room you had the other half, and then just like
They've done that. A lot of times they'll
That'd
do
be
floor and
hilarious.
ceiling so because
I
the
like
tree will
that.
hang nicely from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Of course,
that's
with me,
funny.
I would cut it long ways, and then I would just put half of it on the wall.
yeah, or have, like just take it like the fake
the other
ones.
half on the floor.
I was gonna say like have just the topper of the tree like through the floor, and then the rest of it coming down from the ceiling, so it looks like it's falling through the room.
Oh, there's too many fun
All right.
ideas for
God,
this.
that one's a really good idea.
I'm just saying
Starting
that
with
sounds like
introductions.
okay.
So-
yeah, so let's
Let's trademark that now.
yes,
Yes.
right.
To my right,
We did it
Boom.
first.
This is
I'll
Anton.
throw it out there.
So let's go ahead and get into our holiday celebration introductions for
Our online
episode
guys are
87.
trying to take
Yeah, I
control.
know, right? we do have
So
two
bad.
via satellite.
This is what happens when they leave the
Let's go
state.
ahead and start with my my other four at the table, and then we'll hit the guys on satellite. All right, ladies first.
Dr. Deb is actually in the house.
That's right.
This is Josh.
Greetings, this is Lance.
Prime.
Boys,
This is Anton.
and this is Ragaar AKA Frosty AKA Jeremy.
Stay frosty.
say frosty.
The downsides of being only vocal. No one saw what we saw.
Well, no,
He's dressed up
technically-
as a Wendy
We've got
from
a
Wendy's costume.
Google Hangout
He's just holding
Awesome.
a frosty.
broadcast on.
Yeah, no one's
Okay.
watching it yet,
So
but that's
well,
okay.
But it's, I mean, you can always. You know.
Yeah,
I'll make that
someone
happen
definitely
later.
needs to see
Anyway.
Frosty. All
And
right.
of course, I am your host. I am Big Don, and I'm actually I missed sitting down and recording like a real. We've done a couple actual plays that we posted and stuff like that. Lots of fun with those. We actually recorded several episodes of Fiasco, mostly because that's exactly what happened after we got done recording the first episode
Yeah.
with Fiasco, as we all had to. Make amends with our significant others who were very upset with us that we recorded one without them. So,
Publicly apologize
That's
now for
right.
not including the wives in our last Fiasco episode.
wives, we love you. Please don't kill us.
Right.
They're not going to sue us. They're just
going
going to wake up.
So it's
with
okay
the
you
drum
left out the mistress.
Oh.
All right, anyway, so-
Everybody know that.
So for episode 87, our versus topic, and I think this should be a fun one. We're going to do a versus topic of stockings hung from the chimney versus gifts under the tree, and mainly within the parameters of, obviously with a lot of families who do stockings, they get filled with all kinds of different gifts and things like that. Do you enjoy the anticipation of kind of taking everything out of your stocking to see what you get, or do you more enjoy the anticipation of opening your presents under the tree? So I am, again, going to start with ladies first, and then I'm going to go ahead and get Anton and Ragaar, and then I'll get the rest of the guys at the table.
So this is actually going to be probably surprising for those who know that I celebrate Hanukkah. I haven't actually celebrated a full-out Christmas in probably around 10 years now, something like that. But my memories of when I was young is going to be presents under the tree. Because I loved sitting around the tree and waiting. It was Christmas morning. You didn't get to, you could sit and look at them on Christmas Eve. Right. But, Christmas morning, and then as soon as it was, okay, go is basically, and then, all heck and paper broke loose. So, under the tree.
Anton?
Under the tree, most definitely. My family has a couple great big family Christmases, and definitely under the tree.
Ragaar?
It's kind of tough, but
Fence sitter.
I guess to not sit on the fence, I'm going to go with presents under the tree.
All right. Joshy?
I love presents under the tree. The stocking was always the one where you got kind of the neat surprises that almost seemed that when I was growing up, they seemed a little almost more personal.
Yeah.
Until
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Until about 3 months later, when you found out exactly what stuff your parents went through to get you all the toys that were under the tree.
Yeah. Right.
Especially, I have a story I can tell later, but I'm gonna go with stockings right now.
Okay. Lance?
Question. Whose stockings are they? Are they the silk kind or the velour kind?
Oh, well. Fishnet stockings.
Because if it's the fishnet kind, I definitely want the stocking. If not, presents under the tree.
I'll allow you to define the parameters in which you choose. That's fine.
I will go with presents under the tree.
Okay. Prime?
I'm going to go with stockings.
I am also going to go with stockings. So, Josh, you said you had a story. So we're all on the stocking team.
That's okay. So I stand on the stocking team because I loved the little the candies and little toys that would show up in there. But the present story actually, which is you see the stockings, they get you your favorite candy, they get you your favorite little toy. Sometimes there's some socks in there, sometimes there's crayons and stuff. And I often got to empty our stocking on Christmas Eve. So to satiate I want to open all the presents, that was here, take your stocking. But one year in particular, this was after we found out the news about Santa. We found out that my mom and dad had this big secret mission going on throughout town involving both my grandparents. Both my grandfathers in particular, looking for the proton pack from the Ghostbusters.
Oh my gosh.
The proton
Please tell me you got that.
I did.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
I got that and a trap.
Oh.
I had the whole kit.
Dude.
My grandparents apparently went around town for 6 weeks looking for this thing,
yeah, I bet.
and stumbled upon it. My grandfather stumbled upon it, I think, in like a Kmart.
Oh wow.
A week before Christmas.
That's
They finally got a hold of one. So
that would almost be like the greatest gift of all.
it was crazy.
Oh my gosh.
So I stand by the personal because it gave us the opportunity to we kind of got our
Right.
whistles wet with some
Right.
gifts and stuff, but then again, I understand where people would stand on the presents completely.
Anton, let's go with you. Why gifts under the tree?
So, for me, stockings have always come after presents. And in my personal family, like my close family, not a great big chaos family, main family gathering, we didn't do stockings. We only did presents under the tree. And my chaos family gatherings, we did both presents and stockings, but stockings would always be kind of more of an afterthought. They were distributed out, but you're talking they're distributed out for almost upwards of 100 people. So it's just kind of it's always been presents for me. So I have a great big massive family gathering on Christmas.
You have a small town in Indiana. Is your Christmas?
My personal family, just myself, my sisters, their spouses, their kids, just that immediate family is 27 people.
Right. So now multiply by 4 or 5.
My mom has 4 other siblings, so yeah, we're not exactly a small family.
No, my memory, as I said, under the tree growing up when we still celebrated Christmas with the Christmas tree, and one of my favorite jobs once I got old enough for it was Christmas morning. There are piles of presents under there, and I would want to be the runner, which, especially for presents for my grandparents, or for folks who couldn't quite get under the tree as easily, I would like crawl, because the presents have been shoved all the way back, all under the tree, and so you kind of had to go searching for them a little bit, like, okay, I know the present for Papa was around here somewhere, and so I would be under the tree crawling, okay, found it, and I'd pull it out and I'd get to bring it to him. And so that was just fun to be able to be kind of the person who got to put the gifts in their lap and be like, here you go, Merry Christmas. Or when my little brothers were too little to get under the tree, and John was like 2 or something, and Mom was afraid he would destroy the tree if he got under it. I would go and I'd bring him his present and get lost. Absolutely. So to be that little gift giver, gift runner was incredibly fun for me. I love that. So that's one of my memories of the presents under the tree.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that.
Mm-hmm.
We have a runner. There's no other way to do it with that many people.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Ragaar,
So,
go ahead, go for it.
I'm not exactly sure when it started, but at some point I made the process of opening the gifts a little game in of itself to see it, can I unwrap this present without damaging the paper?
Amen, sir.
And the better I can do that, the more points I get.
There you go.
Do you then
Obviously,
keep the
the points
paper, or
don't
do you
matter.
just throw it away like all the others?
What's that?
Do you keep the paper that you don't rip, or do you throw it away? You just did a really good job of not ripping it.
No, I totally throw it away.
Yeah.
That's almost reusable at that point, though.
I'm just saying,
It is.
especially if you go through all that effort.
My grandma used to do that, try and
Keep
save
the
the
paper.
wrapping
Oh my
paper.
gosh.
She never reused it. She just saved the wrapping paper, and I'm like,
Yeah,
are you kidding
I
me?
never understood that.
See, my grandmother was really good at taking with her own gifts, taking the wrapping paper off and putting it back on. Meaning December 21st, she knew what she was getting. So hiding gifts from my grandmother and my mother is always
Became an event.
skill, yeah. So, like, they don't show up at the house until
Right.
December 24th at 11:50 p.m.
Right.
My wife got really good at just using gift bags because
Yeah.
you're not going to rip a gift bag and it's reusable until
There you go.
it's
There you
broken.
go. Lance, do you have any good? You said you had 9.
My grandmother, God bless her sainted heart, had 9 kids that lived.
Yeah.
So my dad had 4 brothers and 4 sisters.
Wow.
And every year at Christmas Eve, they would all go to my grandmother's house. And then they started having kids, and none of them had less than 1. Some of them had as many as 3. So the house gets really, really full. So I don't have the stocking versus the presents under the tree story. It's always the presents at grandma's house, and everybody got presents for every kid until the kids started having kids.
Yeah.
So I think it was until you turn 13. When you turn 13, you're a teenager, you no longer get Christmas presents under the tree. But 27 kids all have presents. Just there's a room, the dining room just was a presents ocean.
That's awesome.
And you had your pile, and everyone got one present before anyone got to open anything.
Yep.
And
Same.
then they said, okay, everybody go. Everybody opened up their present, and then the piles just kept, okay, you go, you got another one, you get another one, you get another one, you get another one. And just the mountain of wrapping paper was an awesome sight to behold.
Yep. And then, of course, somebody had a bows all over their head.
Yes, that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those old sticky bows, the star-shaped ones, you'd put them on your head, you'd put them on the back of your cousin's butt so they had a cottontail or something like that.
Prime, you said stockings.
I did say stockings.
So why stockings over presents under the
Probably
tree?
the same reason you chose
Yeah,
stockings
I-
over presents.
Well, I'll let you tell the story.
Okay, so we used to go over to our grandma's house, and this was back when our family actually celebrated Christmas, really, and it was a pretty.
Well, it was when it was a big family ordeal.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there were a ton of people that showed up, so it wasn't quite 100, but it was a fairly good size, and so like every year. We would go downstairs to the basement because that was honestly the area that had the most surface area for presents. Mm-hmm. And my grandpa would always be the one who played Santa Claus, and so he would have the stockings for us. But instead of actual like the red Christmas stockings, they would literally just be like knee-high gem socks stuffed with nothing but like candy and little trinkets and stuff, stocking stuffers. And so every year I can remember opening them up, and it was like that instant gratification that you get, that kind of like, that I always enjoyed more so than I did the actual like opening gifts and stuff. Like that's pretty much the reason why I liked going over to my grandma's house during Christmas, was to open up stockings, and that was really
And what was great about it was always the last thing we did, but it was the most fun thing. Like everybody got their opportunity to open all their gifts, and my mom's side of the family versus my dad's side of the family did things a little bit different as far as like gift giving. So like on my dad's side, all of the kids got gifts, and then they did kind of a gift exchange amongst the adults.
And
so you'd have one person, and they didn't do stockings, but like each kid would get the opportunity to open all their gifts one at a time, so everybody got a chance to kind of, celebrate and see what they got and stuff like that, and then all the parents would open theirs at the same time. Well, on my mom's side, everybody opened their presents all at the same time, but then it was like once everybody was done, my grandfather would bring in this huge cardboard box and literally would just start handing out Christmas socks, and they were just, I have never seen someone stuff so much. You would have one sock that was 6 feet long, and the other sock that was like 8 inches long, and it was an ankle sock. Like it was ridiculous. And they'd stuff like those huge oranges that look like grapefruits that only come around in December. I don't know how that works, but.
Magic at Christmas.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
The last crops look, they're like, oh, we forgot some oranges.
Yeah, right. Like these huge oranges, and then like jam-packed
orange
like
softballs.
Tons and tons of like mixed nuts and gifts and candy and all kinds of stuff. But I can remember.
Sounds like a lethal weapon.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, at the very bottom of your sock, once you got everything out of it, was the other sock.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And then you just wore your socks around the house.
I never wore them because there was one that reached to my thigh, and then there was one that was like...
Okay, well, granted, there's that. My wife and I,